shooting stars in town. They are 6-1 coming into this one. And of course, the Stingers, they are hoping to get to 500, looking for a win tonight. To do it, they will have to find an answer to Scarborough's Miles Powell. He is tearing it up offensively. For more on matchup and players to watch, let's throw it over to Doug McLean and Kira Lyons.
Thanks, Sarah. And yeah, it's great to be back here at Hall D at the Expo Center, and this should be a really exciting game. You got a Shooting Stars team that is off to a great start, and a really different looking Edmonton Stingers team than last time you and I were sitting in these chairs.
Yeah, the roster's definitely changed for the Stingers. Very welcoming having Nick Hornsby back in the lineup. But yeah, super excited to see this matchup today. We're 7 games in for Scarborough, I believe, and teams are starting to gel. You're starting to see that chemistry. The basketball is starting to get smoother, more rhythm, and I feel like it's probably going to be a bit of a track meet as well. And so I'm looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, the Stingers, Nick Hornsby, Isaiah Moore, Scotty Lindsay, played with the club last year. He's back with them as well. So some significant changes. Baz Davis Jr., we didn't mention him too. So some significant changes since. Take a look at some of the stats heading into the game. And Kira, you and I were talking a little bit before the game, just some of the shooting numbers. I mean, this is a Scarborough team. They're a high volume shooting team. And that's something that Edmonton's going to have to be aware of. Definitely.
And the loss that Scarborough has to Saskatchewan was, I think, in high part because they didn't shoot the ball well from the three-point line. I think only shot it about 16%. But Powell will shoot it from absolutely anywhere. They're really good at spreading the floor and finding each other outside the arc. So a really big key for Edmonton to try and reduce that, get a hand up where possible anyway. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, definitely a gigantic piece of their game.
And for the Stingers, I mean, how big is it for them? You add a Scotty Lindsay back who's familiar with the city, familiar with this program and what they do here. Of course, you had Nick Hornsby back. Isaiah Moore, big-time scorer, big-time rebounder. That dynamic, that's a big shift for where Edmonton was at even a few weeks ago.
Well, and I think it's a bit of the calling card of the Stingers game, right? They're a very share the ball, team first sort of culture, and that's always how it's been. And so the fact that they have players that are available, that have been around, that understand the system, that understand how the Stingers operate is really big in their success. And I think that's usually why they tend to struggle at the beginning of the season and then find their footing later on.
Moments away from tip-off here at Hall D at the Edmonton Expo Center. The Scarborough Shooting Stars and the Edmonton Stingers. Scarborough comes in as Kira and 1 on the season, whereas the Edmonton Stingers sit at 3-4, but had a nice road trip, went 2-3 on the road, and a 1-point loss to a really good Brampton team. That could have been a perfect road trip for the Stingers. We'll get to that after break. We're going to step out. It's the Stingers and the Shooting Stars from here in Edmonton. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
I am joined now by Stingers head coach Jordan Baker. Jordan, tonight your team taking on the league leaders. How do you prepare for a game like this?
I mean, yeah, we want to try to prepare the same way we prepare for everybody else. You know, we want to make sure we're aware of their actions, aware of their personnel, and understand they want to get on the glass.
You are one of the most veteran coaches now in the CEBL. You also have a veteran team. You have players like Nick Hornsby, Mike Nuga, Scotty Lindsay. How do you use that to your advantage against a team like Scarborough that doesn't necessarily have the CEBL experience?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are great. You know, they're leaders in our locker room. They help bring guys along. They understand it's not always going to be roses and rainbows. You know, we want to make sure we make things difficult for them and weather their runs whenever we can.
Miles Powell has been absolutely tearing it up for Scarborough. How do you plan to defend against him tonight?
Gonna have to watch and see.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Doug, Kira.
Hey, thank you, Sarah and Coach Jordan Baker. Yeah, we will wait and see what they've got lined up for Miles Powell and this high-powered offense of the Scarborough Shooting Stars. But Kira, you've identified some keys for tonight's game presented by CDIC. And let's first take a look at the Shooting Stars.
Yeah, I think tonight I kind of just explained their game, honestly, like keeping it pretty simple, but get out in transition, play with tons of pace, get on the glass. You know, getting O rebounds is a big part. They take a lot of shots, so getting those second chances is imperative. And then play through their big three. They've got three guys in Johnson, Powell, and Mitchell that are putting up like nearly 60 points between the three of them. So I don't even know that that's the game plan or if that's just how it's going to play out. But looking to go through those big three, get on the glass, and then play with pace and get out and run.
And now let's take a look at those for the home Stingers. Here, their keys to the game, also presented by CDIC.
Share the basketball. The one-on-one matchups are not ever how the Stingers have been playing, and definitely not against this team. The matchups, you know, if you're isolating, aren't going to be in your favor. Play with pace. Stingers are always better when they're out and running, getting stops, getting their offense from their defense, and they really, really have to focus on the rebounding battle. They've got Mitchell inside, who's got 11 rebounds a game. He's getting almost 6 offensive rebounds a game. So he's a big body, so there has to be an awareness, there has to be that communication and the positioning to be able to keep them off the glass and get yourself some second chances as well.
We're just a moments away here from tip-off. Here at the Edmonton Expo Center, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for the Scarborough Shooting Stars. They will go with Javen Johnson, Akoy Uat, Miles Powell, Charles Bediako, as well as Amir Sims for the Stingers. First time seeing him here at home. Isaiah Moore, number 00. I got number 00 and number 0. So math guys will tell me those aren't numbers at all, but that's another story.
That's got to be against the rules.
We'll
somewhere.
see. But anyway, 00 Isaiah Moore, 0 Trey King, number 3 Tay Donald, 8 Emmanuel Bandamel, and number 20 in his return here to Edmonton, Scotty Lindsay. And Kira, you've also outlined a player to watch from each team. And let's start with Frank Mitchell for the visiting Scarborough Shooting Stars.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick quite a few guys off this Scarborough team, but I decided to go with Frank Mitchell because he is such a force coming off the bench. He's such a big body. Like I said, he's averaging 11 rebounds with almost 6 a game, 6 offensive ones a game, and going to be a huge key, especially, you know, if the Stingers are able to keep them off the three-point line. Well, limit the three-point line a little bit, making sure that they don't get those second chances, and Mitchell is going to be a huge part of that.
And now for the Edmonton Stingers, Nick Hornsby, key player. He's back in the lineup.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think I picked Nick because I think he's going to be outstanding tonight, and like I don't mean that in any offense to Nick. It's his first game back. Just excited to watch him play. He's such a cornerstone of this team, such an anchor to the Stingers and how they play, and I'm just really excited that he's back in the lineup, that we get to enjoy his style of play, and he's going to be a huge piece moving forward.
Just about set for tip-off, presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL. And it will be Isaiah Moore tipping off against Charles Bediako. Stingers will be in their white third jerseys with yellow and blue, and Scarborough in their stone gray, I guess I would call them, with white. Good crowd here on a Saturday night in Edmonton. Nice day here in the city. It's been not very nice here. It's been rainy and cloudy and whatever, but today, nice sunny day here in the Alberta capital.
Talking about their jerseys, watching a decent amount of the CEBL games over the last little bit and seeing their jerseys, these might be two of my favorites.
I would agree.
They're quite nice. They're sharp.
Yeah, I do like the gray, and these are probably my favorite Stinger ones. I'm with you, Kira. We are underway, and Uwat with the putback. Second chance points, a theme for Scarborough all season long, and they get off to a nice start in that category here today. Bandamel, guarded by Powell. Here's Lindsay. Uwat on him, to his left. Pull-up jumper inside the free throw line. Scotty Lindsay, welcome back to Hall D. Crew chief for this game, Wasim Husseini. Umpires Karan Lewis and Rian Kanish. Scarborough adds to their, or gets their lead back, I should say, up 4-2. Here's Donald to his right. Skip pass. Back up top, Donald. Long three off the side of the rim, and that one will bounce harmlessly out of bounds.
Somebody we didn't mention, didn't include him in the big three, but Amir Sims, he's averaging, I think, about 12 points a game. Also a massive piece to this team. He's been brought up the ball when they couldn't get into Powell here. Just a really big body and big piece for the Shooting Stars. 12
points, 7.3 rebounds a game for Sims. And here he is, lob up top, put home by Bediako. As those two big men connect.
Now this Scarborough lineup is huge, and Mitchell's not even on the floor.
King found some open space, but comes up a little short. And Scarborough pushes it up the floor. And the foul, this one is going to go against Trey King III.
Hopefully he can keep it not, he has an issue with fouls. I was trying to say that in the most polite way, but hopefully this isn't a trend for the night. It's been something that he's struggled with this season so far, and he's a big body, and they're going to need as many of those as they can against this NBA-sized lineup, as you said earlier.
Averages 3.6 fouls a game. Bediako at the free throw line, 60% free throw shooter. And the second one rattles home. So it's an early 8-2 lead for Scarborough. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. Donald to his left, lob up top, and he finds Isaiah Moore. Great look by Tay Donald. Moore's first home points as a member of the Stingers. And that one goes out of bounds off of Uwat.
Sims talking to Uwat there. He got the switch with Donald on him, and he's just saying, just relax, take some time. Like, we have the mismatch that we want. Let's get me the basketball in here. Yeah, just slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Bandamel guarded by Powell. And we're going to get a hold on Calgary native Akoy Uwat. Spent some time at SAIT, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, as well as 2 years at Vancouver Island University, where he averaged over 20 points a game in his 2 seasons there. King, step back, three a little strong, tough against the outstretched arms of Sims, but Scotty Lindsay with the long offensive rebound, and cashes in his own threes. The leading three-point shooter in the league in his return, at 58%. Powell, step back three. And they're gonna get a foul here on Bandamel. And that's one of those interesting calls, and we've seen a big change of that guys were doing that for a while. The kick out on those long threes, and there's a little bit of that, and I think that's Jordan Baker's concern here is hold on a minute, watch where his legs went. Tough call though for the officials. That's not an easy one.
Yeah, it's tough because you also need to protect the shooter well as well. Like I've had shooters on my team, and when the refs aren't protecting them, there's ankle injuries, there's things that can happen, and there's a fine balance between both of those. I also do think that Powell is a veteran and understands,
100%.
and I've seen him go to the line, getting fouled on the three-point line more than most over the last few games that I've watched, and that just, that's his smarts and his veteran play as well. So
tops in the league in every shooting category attempts-wise. Field goals, three-pointers, and free throws. Free throws, he's 7.3 a game. Shoots them at an 82% clip. And just cleaning up something on the scoreboard, I think. 2 team fouls on the Stingers, 1 on Scarborough. That foul was on Bandamel, his first. And Powell knocks down the third. It's an 11-7 Scarborough lead. Tay Donald. Bandamel cuts through. Moore loses it trying to spin back against Bediako. Powell, he'll step back. Left open momentarily. Three's a little bit strong. Moore up ahead finds Donald. Donald will step out for three. Short. Rebound Bandamel. Finds Donald again. Bandamel.
good cut.
Finds the cutting Tay Donald. Tough shot. Well defended by Bediako. Powell kicks it out. Johnson. We had a foul going on Scarborough. And that will go on Powell. That'll be his first, team second.
Well, I was about to get on the Stingers for not offensively rebounding, but it is such a dangerous game with the O boards, with how well Scarborough runs the floor and how quickly that they can just get a bucket on the other end. So there has to be, you know, a balance of like not over pursuing and making sure that we have defenders, or that they have defenders, sorry, if we don't come up with the O board.
And a nice ovation for Nick Hornsby making his return, and Scotty Lindsay hot from long range to start this ball game. Mitchell works underneath and with that left hand puts it home. You mentioned it before we went on air. I mean, big bodies on this Scarborough roster, but the agility of all of these men, and you just saw a good example of that there in terms of what Mitchell can do with the basketball. Good footwork underneath.
And he's just got good footwork in general, and they like to have 5 out as well. They'll play through their big at the top, and he's not afraid to attack from the top either. Like there's really a lot of confidence in every area. What a pass.
Nick Hornsby with the look to the cutting Isaiah Moore.
And gives himself the goggles. I love it.
Nick Hornsby making his return after playing his pro winter season in Indonesia. Javen Johnson to the free throw line. Looking inside to Mitchell, guarded there by Bandamel. Ball gets turned over. Oh, a nice little play by Moore to poke it ahead to Nick Hornsby. Couldn't quite gather it up himself. Hornsby going around Anthony Walker's into the game for the first time. A little short on that runner. Up ahead, Mitchell picked up by Bandamel. Kellen Tynes, nice play to kick it back to Powell. To his right, shot short. Powell, for the second time on a three, ends up on the floor and draws another foul. And Scotty Lindsay with the same issue that Jordan Baker had of the kick out. So something to watch as we continue through this game. And with that, we are going to step out. Good game here to start. 13-12, the Shooting Stars up on the Stingers. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Welcome back to the Edmonton EXPO Center. The Shooting Stars are up 13-12 on the Stingers, and this season the CEBL is setting a league record with 17 players with NBA experience. One of them is Scarborough's Miles Powell. He will be shooting some free throws after this. He is making an early case for the league's MVP. Powell already cracked the CEBL's record book with 41 points in a single game earlier this year against Winnipeg. That ties him for 5th all-time in single-game points in the company of Teddy Allen. That same game, he tied the CEBL record for most three-pointers in a single game, netting 9. Now, I should note both of those stats are team records as well for the Shooting Stars. A huge night for him there, and he's continued to pour it on. Powell has 198 points already on the season. That's an average of more than 28 points a night, top in the league this far. Doug?
Yeah, he's been a huge addition for a Scarborough team that really completely revamped its roster. Anthony Walker, the one player that was on the roster last year that's in this game today. So he's been a catalyst to their hot start. And again, a player with NBA pedigree, former Big East Player of the Year. So this is a guy that you can certainly rely on. You can follow at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Powell with that free throw, he will take a seat. Checking into the game is Trey Thomas, Toronto native, played his college basketball at Bowling Green State as well as Vanderbilt. Mason Borsey in as well for the Stingers, as is Mike Nuga, and Baz Davis Jr. making his home debut for the Stingers. Borsey to his right, kicks it out. Hornsby, step back at the elbow, rattles it home. Nick Hornsby on the board. Johnson, 3 good over Mike Nuga. Back and forth we go. Borsey up the floor. Davis zips it back. Hornsby with Walker guarding him. Davis Jr. corner 3, short, well defended. Tynes comes up with the board. Zips it up the head to Thomas. Thomas, little fade away. 2 Stingers there for the rebound, and Davis Jr. comes up with it. Hornsby quickly up the floor. Bounce pass inside. Foul upcoming to the cutting Isaiah Moore.
A couple things the Stingers need to keep an eye on too is Mitchell runs the floor really well. They haven't. I think they hit him once. He might have 1 bucket in transition right now, but like he picks his spots pretty well. He knows when to go, and there has to be communication because often he is wide open, running down the middle of the floor, and they'll hit him. Like their eyes are up immediately. That's how they want to play. And yeah, he definitely looks for those easy buckets in transition.
Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Mitchell leaves it for Thomas. Guarded by Nuga. Mitchell tries to roll off that screen. Johnson, nice little pull-up jumper at the free throw line.
Another really good scorer. Can score at every level. So athletic and smooth.
Boursier left open for three. That one a little bit strong. Thomas to his right, picked up by Moore. We got Hornsby on Mitchell. Nice spin. Loses it, gets it back. First one won't go. Offensive board. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Puts the shoulder into Nick Hornsby. And Frank Mitchell not a fan of that call.
I thought it was a correct call. I thought he ran him right over.
But again, you can see just how much of a challenge he is below on the offensive end, but then the versatility too of a Nick Hornsby. Hey, welcome back, Nick. Here's your job. Go and deal with Frank Mitchell under the bucket.
Welcome back.
But it shows that, again, the versatility and the confidence that Jordan Baker has in a guy like Nick Hornsby in terms of what he can do all over the floor. And he's had his impact and his fingerprints on this game already. Davis Jr. zips it over to Nuga. Three doesn't go. Rebound and quickly up the floor is Anthony Walker. Thomas will step back.
The odd time where Boursier has the size mismatch on his check. It's got a completely different set of challenges for him defensively.
Bediako goes up against Isaac Jack, two big men. Boursier leaves it for Davis Jr. coming right down the middle. A nice find by Mason Boursier. Pull-up jumper doesn't go. Bediako can't control the board. Jack does. Jack listed at 6'11", Bediako at an even 7 feet. Three doesn't go. No rebounding presence for the Stingers, and back comes Scarborough. Tynes screen from Bediako. Tynes into the lane. Oh, nice finish. Creates the contact with Isaac Jack, and then nice concentration to get that one off the window and home. Davis Jr. pull up three. Goes! I thought that was going to bounce off. But no, straight up, straight down. Tynes to his right, guarded by Nuga. Inside, that one doesn't go. And it's going to be ruled Scarborough ball. A couple hands batting around at it. Trey King will come in for Nick Hornsby. Khalil Miller just signed his contract today with Scarborough as he returns to the Shooting Stars. Spent last season with them. Step back three as the shot clock expired. Nice shot there by Trey Thomas.
Tough shot.
Shot clock is off. King to Boursier. Jack to Davis Jr. Steps back. Jumper off the mark. And from half court, shot just off the back iron. So very entertaining opening quarter, as we expected it might be, and the Shooting Stars will head to the quarter break up by 5. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Don't let rideshares take a big share of your travel budget. Park for as low as $50 per week with Jet Set Parking. Jet Set is located minutes from the terminal with 24/7 shuttle service. Use promo code SIMPLE at jetsetparking.com/YEG.
Get rewarded every time you travel with YEG Plus. Earn 1 point for every $1 you spend, including parking, shopping, and dining at Edmonton International Airport. Sign up at yegplus.com/join today. It's free.
When Crystal Glass introduced our residential window line this past year, it was essential to manufacture them locally.
Crystal Glass has always been a proudly Canadian company.
We employ Canadians, we serve Canadians, and we are Canadians. So you know our windows are designed and built for our climate.
And since we've been the clear choice for glass for over 75 years, you can trust our quality and service.
Visit one of our over 50 locations across Western Canada or at crystalglass.ca. Financing is now available.
Clark is here with me now. He played for the Stingers from 2019 to 2024. And just in case you forgot, he was the team's all-time leading scorer with 936 points over those 5 seasons. Last year, he was inducted as the Stingers' inaugural Ring of Honor member. Brody, fans have been excited to see you all night. How's it feel to be back?
Feels great to be back. I feel like every time I come to Edmonton, I see some people who I've been seeing at these games since 2019, and it's good to just be back in the environment and soaking in all the energy all over again.
Yeah, another greatly attended game here. Can you talk about what kind of boost this place gave you as a player versus playing on the road?
Oh, it's night and day. I think that, as a player, you're competitive, and so you get up for a road game the same way you would get up for a home game, but playing in front of a crowd like this, you have a 6th man out there all the time. So something doesn't go your way, they're booing in your favor. Something does go your way, they're cheering in your favor. You just get an extra kick of energy every time, and it's spectacular to be able to put on a show for people that care this much about their basketball.
Of course, now the Stingers are down 5. Any insights or advice for your old team?
Rebound and play together. Teams that do well in this league, they gel, they share the basketball, they like winning too. They like giving each other opportunities to be successful, and hopefully we see some of that. But they got a good group. It's exciting to watch.
Perfect. A man who knows what he's talking about, Brody Clark. Back to you, Doug and Kira.
Thanks, Sarah and Brody. Great to have Brody back in town. Of course, former Alberta Golden Bear, so had the fortune of calling a lot of his games over the years, and a great representative of both the U of A, the Edmonton Stingers, and this city. And so, yeah, great to have him back in town. And you know him, obviously, having coached him when he was with the Stingers.
No, he actually wasn't.
I stand corrected. That's right.
But I was just going to say, he's always such a great interview. He's so well-spoken, and just, it's always so nice listening, and his perspective is always great. So I enjoy listening to him.
Nuga brings it up the floor for Edmonton. Davis gets it back from Jack. Little runner in the lane doesn't go. Jack could not collect it, and there's going to be a hold, I think, on Bediako. Good work there by Isaac Jack, whose numbers sort of continue minutes-wise to keep creeping up. You could tell at the start of the year, Jordan Baker trying to find ways to get him in, and again, numbers starting to creep up a little bit for Isaac Jack, averaging about 11 minutes a game right now. Not big minutes, but
does good things.
Absolutely.
Always does good things in those minutes. No small parts, no small, how does that go? The drama, no small parts, only small players.
Yep.
But he does good things with the minutes that he's in, and one of the things that I really appreciate about him is he talks. You can hear him pretty consistently when he's on the floor, and I think that that's a problem for the Stingers at times, is they go quite silent.
Isaac Jack's first pro experience. Oh, nice take, and on the drive inside, Kellen Tynes. And he will earn an opportunity for a 3-point play.
It's interesting, the Scarborough team doesn't have any like in between. You're either gigantic or you're really small and fast. I'd say the only kind of in between would be Powell, and he's not really an in between guy. He's decently small, but they've got incredible length and size, and then their guards are just so quick.
That foul was on Mason Borsay. He takes a seat. Tay Donald back in, as is Lindsay. Jack puts it on the floor. Trying to find someone, gets it to Lindsay. Shot clock winding down, that one a little strong. And Mitchell cannot corral that rebound, so it will remain Edmonton ball.
But again, like that happened because Jack was there. He was pursuing the basketball, made him have to make a play under pressure. Like Stingers get this possession back because of him.
Isaac Jack, a native of Port Alberta, BC. Ooh, and that little bit of miscommunication there between Davis and Tay Donald. Tynes with the layup. Suddenly the lead has ballooned to 10 for Scarborough. Donald going downhill. He will draw a foul on Miles Powell. That's going to be the second on Powell, so that's an interesting early storyline here with 8:23 to go in the second quarter.
And he's waving them off. They're sending in a sub for him. He's waving them off. But an interesting thing, like go at him, go at his defense, try and get him into some foul trouble. Like, again, you're not going to stop a guy like Powell. You try and slow him down, make them try and change their game plan, but you can get a guy like that in foul trouble, and I think that's what happened at Sask as well. I'm pretty sure he got into some trouble. It changes the game.
Trey King was trying to change the game there with that. Dunk down, rim. Yeah, change the rim, change the backboard, change a lot of stuff. Didn't fall for him, and there's a nice little jump hook by Mitchell, who has some words for the Stinger bench, and a timeout called by Jordan Baker as they trail by 12 with 8:05 to go here in the second quarter. We are going to step out. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
All right, sticks in the middle. Can I join you guys? All right, let's go.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back inside the Edmonton EXPO Center. Doug McLean, Kira Lyons on the call here from Hall D. 8:06 to go in the second quarter, 32-20. The Shooting Stars up on the Stingers. Largest lead of the game for Scarborough. And one thing we were noticing during the break, in Miles Powell, 6 points. Those are all free throws. He's taken one shot. Leads the league in field goal attempts per game at 20.4. And yet the Shooting Stars are up by a dozen.
Yeah, not great news for the Stingers. I mean, it is the play, trying to get the ball out of his hands and make his teammates do, you know, the majority of the work. And like Vandemeld was face guarding him, and he was sitting up at the top and creating space for his teammates. But you know that those shots are going to come. You know that he's going to find a way to get into his game. And yeah, being down 12 and he's only taken one, it could be a little bit scary. Either it's incredible or it's very scary.
Exactly.
One of the two.
One of the two. And they're going to rule that foul on Amir Sims was in the act of shooting, so Trey King will head to the free throw line. 72% free throw shooter. Stingers 6th in the league, 73%. They were the best free throw shooting team in the CEBL a year ago, just under 80%. King hits the first.
Just under 80 as a team is pretty impressive.
Knocks them both down. Tay Donald now with the assignment on Miles Powell.
Yeah, and Powell asking to not be subbed out, to me is like, all right, this means he's probably going to start to get going.
Javen Johnson knocks down the three. Lead up to 13. Donald zips it back. King, crossover, jumper. Just everything looks hard right now offensively for the Stingers. Another contested jumper there for Edmonton. Johnson, cross-court pass. Powell gets Donald to fly by, pull up three. That one goes Miles Powell. And another timeout called by Jordan Baker. So 2 timeouts within about a minute and a half of game time. And we've got a technical foul on Trey King. They're going to talk about this a little bit first, as Scarborough was jawing a little bit at Edmonton, and maybe King responding a bit to that. I admit I was looking the other way.
Yeah, I didn't see. He seems, I mean, you can never go off of the players' reactions because they seem flabbergasted at everything. So it's really hard to know like what actually went on. But he does seem genuinely shocked that he's getting one, but I didn't actually see the interaction, so I'm not sure.
So it's a double technical. One's going to go on Powell, and one is going to go on Trey King. So yeah, so we got, I mean, we're not going to repeat what was said. We got a little bit of inside baseball there on what was being said, and it's not what we should be repeating on air. Let's just say that.
It's worth a technical.
Worth a technical for sure. So that is now 2 fouls on King, and that is 3 on Miles Powell.
Yeah,
so there's an interesting further development here. Again, they're up 16 right now, so they're feeling pretty good about themselves. But the league's leading scorer, Miles Powell, has 3 fouls.
Well, and especially because he just hit that 3 on, I'm not even sure who he put in a blender there, but he just hit that 3, and I was a little bit worried he was going to get going. So a timely foul for him to take a seat now. But to be in foul trouble with 7 minutes in the second quarter, Stingers really need to take advantage of this. I know that, like, Scarborough has some depth, but you take a guy like that out of the game, it completely changes how everything operates, and so they really need to find a way to take advantage of this while he's sitting down.
And Nick Hornsby about to check into the game. And I think they're trying to clarify. This is, I thought this was going to be the challenge we were going to have with the double zeros and the zeros, and I think that's where Jordan Baker's confused, because I think the foul was on, the technical was on King. I'm not sure the scoreboard has the ability to delineate between 0 and double zero. And I think that's where the confusion is right now.
That's why there needs to be a rule.
Yeah.
A 0 and a double zero.
So I think that's the issue. I think it's rectified. So I think it's going to be a bit confusing even for us. We'll have to monitor on the foul totals for King and Moore, but I think that was the issue. Anyway, we're back to playing some basketball. Here's Moore. And a couple times now he's had that friendly rim, so already Isaiah Moore's starting to like that, but there's a soft touch off the front for Isaiah Moore. Mitchell working against the aforementioned Moore, and that one stolen by Bandemel. Bandemel up the floor, Johnson giving chase, and Bandemel doesn't let him get near it. Emmanuel Bandemel leads his team in minutes per game.
And Doug, in that timeout, Bandemel was very vocal, saying his team needs to step up and get physical. He feels they are giving the Shooting Stars way too much space with the ball.
And I mean, this is a physical team for sure. That's a great point, Sarah, because it's the physical nature of Scarborough all over the floor is causing issues across the league. And Hornsby draws a foul. Shooting Stars already in the penalty, so that will send Hornsby to the line.
But it makes sense that they be physical. They are gigantic. So, of course, that would be a part of their game. It's a massive lineup. I gotta say, if there's a rule against the double zero and the 0, I also think there should be a rule about rolling your shorts. Because as much as I love these Scarborough jerseys, Mitchell rolls those shorts and it makes me hate them.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing.
I don't understand. The tags sticking out. Oh, it's bad.
Players everywhere trying to. I mean, hey, I thought I'm old enough that I played in an era of short shorts. At least when I was in junior high, so not quite high school. But all these players now wanted them shorter and shorter, and there's an example with Mitchell trying to do the same.
Yeah, we got rules about that on our team.
Well, there you go.
We design the shorts. You wear them the way they're designed.
The new era is the exclusive game uniform partner. Speaking of uniforms, just hey, there we go, just in time.
What a pro you are, Doug.
the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. You can pick up your official New Era replica jerseys now by visiting CEBL.ca. I'm glad you have a rule for that with the Nadukes. I'd be doing the same thing, I think, if I was coaching.
Yeah, well, I designed those jerseys.
There you go.
They have a purpose, and they look nice.
And Emmanuel Bandemel following up what Sarah was talking about, not just talk. He's brought some life here to this Edmonton Stinger squad. They're now down by 7.
And a good touch there by Donald as well. Just good hustle, getting in front of that, knocking it out of bounds, disrupting the rhythm of their offense.
Tynes bringing it up. Donald on him. Powell down with those 3 fouls. Thomas will step back. 3 doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Johnson with a size mismatch on Donald. This one lost his footing. Johnson pull up 3. Won't go. Lindsay with the board. Lindsay up. Nearly deflected in by Sims. Back up the floor. Thomas finds Mitchell as the ball slapped away. Donald.
That one's such an interesting one because I see the Scarborough coach upset about it, but like if you smack their hand, but it's on the ball though, like the hand's part of the ball, it's always a tough one because sometimes you hear that smack, but it's actually not a foul. Like I thought that was pretty good hands by Hornsby.
But you're right. The audible sound can be worse maybe than what we see. Not sure if we have a look of that strip of Frank Mitchell, but regardless, the Stingers off that Scotty Lindsay triple, now back within 6. We'll take a look at that just to get a sense, because you're right, Kira. I mean, sometimes the sound gives an indication of arm. And
tough angle to see, but like.
But it looked like where Hornsby got or where the hit came from was maybe more on the ball than on the arm.
But I think
thanks to our crew for that look.
A nice play by Hornsby to be able to get a hand on that, but like they have to be aware of Mitchell in transition because, like I said, like he will run the floor and get those easy ones, and you have to take those easy ones away. Scarborough scores in so many different ways on every single level, and they hit so many really tough ones. You can't be given wide open transition layups to them, especially to Mitchell just like busting down the floor. It's got to be a priority of picking him up and communicating.
And while we got we're just in this timeout, want to mention too, with Nick Hornsby making his return here tonight to the Edmonton lineup, and with the 1 steal that he has here tonight that he's already recorded, he is the first player in CEBL history to record 500 career rebounds, 300 career assists, and 100 career steals. That's regular season and playoffs combined. So we've said it already in this broadcast, the versatility of Nick Hornsby, and I think that speaks very well to exactly that and how important he is to this Stinger roster.
Yeah, such a versatile player, capable of doing so many different things, and fits in with the style that they play so well. You know, like I love when the ball is in his hands because his eyes, like, you know, giving himself the goggles earlier. He's just such a good playmaker, and he's smart. He's a veteran guy. He's been around the game for a long time, and just such an incredible piece for the Stingers team.
Scarborough steps out of bounds. It will be Edmonton ball. Bandemel to inbound. So the deficit that was once 16 is now down to 10. Here's Bandemel, guarded by Thomas. Little pull-up jumper, Emmanuel Bandemel has got 7 now for Edmonton. Thomas, screen from Bediako, he waves it off. Johnson, Bandemel on him, to his left. 5 on the shot clock. Pull-up jumper off the glass. Rebound. Great job there by Anthony Walker. First with a tough offensive rebound, and then the presence of mind to give himself some space to put that one down. Lindsay spins inside. That layup doesn't fall. Tynes finds Johnson. Momentarily left open for 3, and you cannot leave Javen Johnson open. 43% three-point shooter. For the Decatur, Alabama native, played his college basketball at DePaul with the Blue Demons.
athletic, so smooth. You give him any time and space, that shot's going up.
He is 4th in the league in threes per game, knocking down 3.3.
Oh.
Hard screen there by Bediako, good non-call.
Yeah, that's Moore's fault. He's got to be talking to Donald there, letting him know that's coming. That's a big body to be smacked by a screen without knowing.
And then Thomas with the 3 and suddenly the lead back up to 12. Behind the back pass, Moore takes the feed from Hornsby.
Beautiful play.
6-footer drops for Isaiah Moore. Thomas gets around Bandamel. Runner doesn't go. Rebound Moore. Quickly up the floor to a streaking Scotty Lindsay and a great finish off a great feed.
And like throwing that over Johnson as well is crazy that he was able to do that. Like what a dime.
Johnson, cross court, Tynes to Walker. Guarded by Bandamel. Loses it. And then Walker goes through Bandamel trying to get the ball back. And he will pick up the foul, does Anthony Walker.
I think he got him good enough that he hurt his hand. He was shaking his hand off.
We'll take another look at that on the initial steal and then going back the other way. So there's the first, and just kind of comes to it, I think inadvertently, caught Bandamel just across the jaw.
Little bit of frustration probably because he turned it over, but I don't think it was definitely a basketball play going for it.
100%, and that will send Bandamel to the line, leads the Stingers at the free throw line, 87.5%. Mentioned Walker, his pro season this year, playing at Kaposvari KK in Hungary. 14 points a game, 5.5 rebounds in league play there. Did spend some time, as we mentioned last year, with the Shooting Stars, also with Montreal. Got to a Final Four when he played with the Miami Hurricanes back in 2024, losing to the eventual champions Dan Hurley and the Yukon Huskies.
As so many have.
As so many have, yes. A team that just finds its way to Final Fours almost year in, year out in the recent iteration of the Huskies. There's that talk you're mentioning with Jack, just really vocal as Nuga gets tripped up. Gets it to Donald, finds Hornsby. Baz Davis Jr. kicks it out. Extra pass to Nuga. Scarborough closes so well. Good change mid-air to the left hand by Baz Davis Jr.
Very athletic finish. And I will give the Stingers credit on this ball screen. Like, I've been hearing them communicate quite a lot, actually. It's in the other rotations that maybe they go a little bit silent. But yeah, Jack consistently, you hear his voice consistently.
Hornsby on Johnson. Johnson to his left, pulls up. A little strong, rebound to Nick Hornsby. Finds Tay Donald, has to get around Isaac Jack, then finds Jack on the little give and go. Here is Johnson, Stingers trail by 2. Now a 4-point edge for Scarborough. Here's Donald, weaving his way through traffic. Now resets it up top with Davis to Hornsby. Hornsby finds a cutting. Tay Donald leaves it for Isaac Jack, who able to drive it home. Tay Donald, nice extra pass. Under 10 to go, shot clock off. And Jordan Baker wanted the foul. They only have 2 team fouls. And they will bring Miles Powell in for the last 5.1. And Tynes banged up a little bit, and I think show of sportsmanship both ways there. I think Tay Donald inadvertently caught Kellen Tynes. Went up to apologize, and Tynes gave him the hand back. So, hey, it has been a physical game. We've mentioned that right from the beginning, and there's another example.
Powell in for the last 5 seconds.
Vandemel on him. Here is Sims with Nuga. Sims able to get right to the rim. Good battle, Mitchell and Jack. And that is where things will end at halftime. It was at one point a 16-point edge for the Shooting Stars, and Edmonton will head to the halftime break only trailing by 2. A real nice punchback by the Edmonton Stingers.
Yeah, a couple of things I think, like Powell having to take a seat, obviously a massive bonus for the Stingers. You're able to focus on other things.
And let's head now to Sarah with Scotty Lindsay.
All right, Scotty Lindsay back in Edmonton, and the threes. That is your thing. You have 3 already tonight. You have had 8 in the game before. What's working for you?
I just think I feel good being back in the Expo. Feel at home, and the team we're in a good momentum right now. So just everyone feeling comfortable, everyone playing well together. I think we're playing well because of that.
Absolutely. Your team fell behind a little bit in the second quarter there, but then a huge comeback towards the end. What changed?
I think we just need to lock in for a second. They got some good guys over there that can really shoot. So just locking in on defense, knowing the scouting report, knowing the personnel, which guys are going to get them up, which guys are going to drive. And just when we locked in, I feel like we got back in the game.
Also, the Shooting Stars in a bit of foul trouble early. How do you capitalize on that?
We just got to keep being aggressive. We got to not settle only for the 3, get downhill, get to the lane, and just keep creating.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Scotty. Appreciate that. Doug, Kira, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Sarah and Scotty. At half, it is a 2-point Scarborough lead over the Edmonton Stingers. We will pause for halftime. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You have a hidden talent? No hidden talent. No hidden talent. Coaching. Yeah, it could be coaching. It could be coaching.
I mean, playing in the league since 2019, I mean, been around from the beginning. I kind of felt like, I could see myself as a coach in this league. So every summer I was just kind of transition to more of a leadership role and then kind of go from there. And then my last season playing, I'm like, you know what, I can see myself as an assistant coach in this league.
I mean, Deeks has always been a great leader and a real mature teammate who's about the right things. And, just to see him sort of blossom into that coaching role has been really fun to see. And obviously I coached him here with the Stingers. And, if I could have 12 Adika Peter McNeely's on the floor, I would love it. He's about the right things. He works hard, he cares about his teammates, and he's a hell of a player, hell of a person. Yeah, I think, his skill set as a coach is very unique. He really relates to players. He has a ton of international experience as a professional, so he has lots of knowledge and perspective to provide to some of these younger players. And so, at this level, he does a great job connecting with players in ways that I don't as the head guy. And then you look at his ability to connect with his players at Nate as well. I think, he's just such a personable person that people want to get behind and follow, and that's going to make his voice even more powerful in the locker room.
You just get to know the person, For me, it's just always about relationships and kind of connecting with the guys. So I kind of take the basketball away from it, because at the end of the day, you're only spending 2-3 hours in the gym, like who you are as a person outside of it. So for me, it's just kind of getting to know the person, get to know their families, why they're playing basketball. And from there, you just build those relationships. It's amazing, to see where we came from 2019 to where we are now. And I mean, the growth has been amazing, the fan support, everything for the athlete experience. So now it's just kind of, again, the next generation of players, the next wave for the future years to come and just make it bigger and better. During the time, we didn't know what was going on. We were just playing basketball, having fun with it and whatever happens. And now able to look back at it and seeing what we've done, winning back-to-back championships and try to get back to that marker. For me, it's just doing whatever's possible, If I have to come in and help somebody rebound, or sometimes, you know, it's just kind of being there and supportive in any aspect, I'm willing to do that. Me and Jordan go way back. I mean, it's been amazing, you know, winning championships together. And I'm obviously my last year, he was the coach and I'm the player. And now we're back. We're on the sideline together, but now we're quarter zip in the suit and tie. I mean, it's amazing. That's what basketball's about. It's about the relationships you build. And just seeing his path and my path and how we just kind of weaved in and out with each other. And it's kind of like a full circle moment. I mean, I just want to win at the highest level. I just want to be the best version of myself. You know, everyone tries to run the same race for me, and my race is a little different, you know, and I'm patient. I just want to get better as a coach. I'm still young. I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of mentors that are helping me all the way. So I just kind of take it one season at a time and try and just find the beauty of that.
Do you see yourself one day becoming a head coach in the CEBL?
Honestly, like, I would love to do it one day, but like I said, right now I'm just happy in the process right now. I'm happy with my role, you know, being here with the guys and just learning. I think that's the beauty of it, just learning. And then once that day comes, hopefully it comes, but, you know, I'm just ready whenever.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Welcome back inside the Edmonton EXPO Center. 50-48 at half. The Scarborough Shooting Stars are up on Edmonton. Kira, before we get to look at some of the highlights and talk about first half, quickly just want your thoughts. We saw that feature on Adika Peter McNeely, and you had the chance to coach him. He coaches the Nate men, you coach the Nate women here in Edmonton, so you know him well. So as we take a look at some of the first half highlights, your quick thoughts on Adika Peter McNeely.
Yeah, I think it's really special that they did that for him. He is an absolute Stingers legend, been here since the beginning, and becoming a basketball staple in Edmonton. You know, he's been here now for 7 years, kind of involved in the city, and now as a coach at Nate and you know, a peer and a coworker of mine. Couldn't be a nicer person, couldn't be a smarter basketball player and a smarter basketball-minded coach. We're very lucky that this is where he decided to put his roots down with his family, with Ray and his daughter that they had last year. And yeah, I think it's really special that they did that, and it's, you know, maybe even a little overdue. I think he's been such a key point in the Stingers and in Edmonton basketball, and yeah, it's really nice to see.
Well, you talk about smart basketball. We saw a lot of smart basketball in that highlight pack from the Scarborough Shooting Stars. I mean, a team that they are big, they are physical, they use it to their advantage, and they can beat you lots of different ways. But now as we take a look at some of the first half highlights for the Stingers, a bit of a push, not a bit, a big pushback by Edmonton. This game could have gotten away from them, and they found a way to wrestle it back. How did they do that?
Yeah, I think shot selection was a big part of that. I think in the first quarter, they were settling for a lot of things, taking early shots, and then because of Scarborough's transition, it's really hard to get those second opportunities and also get back in transition and be able to stop their push. So I think the shot selection was lots better. Their attack mindset was better. They were getting downhill, trying to get to the rim, which then opened up better threes, better opportunities from the perimeter. But yeah, they shot a lot of threes in that first quarter, so I'm glad to see that they just stopped settling with those. And I have to be remiss to say, Powell sitting on the bench also changes things quite a lot. You know, Scarborough relies on him for a vast majority of their offense, and so him taking a seat changes things, and they really did a good job taking advantage of that.
They looked out some of the stats from the opening 20 minutes of play. You mentioned the three-point numbers. Edmonton, 5 of 17, so just 29% from long range. Scotty Lindsay with 3 of those. He goes 3 for 4 in that opening half.
Yeah, and I think they shot 11 in the first quarter, so just like and early ones and ones that I didn't necessarily think were the best options and the best looks that they were wanting. And I think the ones that they took in the second were better, were deeper in the shot clock and just more in rhythm and a higher percentage shot.
And one number that doesn't show up on there but is an important number, 4 turnovers, only 4 committed by the Edmonton Stingers, who come into this game tied for 9th with Montreal, if I'm not mistaken, 15.7 turnovers a game. So only 4 so far, so that's a positive sign. We're going to pause for one more break before we're back with action. 50-48, the Shooting Stars up on Edmonton. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it's your host, Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian news. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying...
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
I'm here with Shooting Stars coach Tyrell Vernon. Tyrell, the Shooting Stars really were running away with it at the start of the second. Then the Stingers came surging back. What needs to change in the third?
It's just the turnovers. You know, right now we got 9 turnovers at the half, which is then turning into runouts, turning into open threes. We can't set our defense. So I think if we clean up the turnovers in the second half, you know, it puts ourselves in a better situation. You know, we just got to keep forcing them to pay chess a little bit. Right now we're giving away points.
A bit of foul trouble there. Do you adjust for that now?
Yeah, I think, you know, second half now we just got to make sure, you know, to stay in front, let's be less handsy, do our job early on the defensive end. But again, I think if we can set our defense, we'll be better off. If we're running behind, you know, that's where the fouls come.
Powell obviously has been exceptional for Scarborough this year, but tonight your scoring is a bit more spread out. Why is that important to your team's success?
You know, we have a lot of talent, you know, so, you know, every day's could be someone else's day, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I think if we can take care of the defensive end, all that offensive stuff to take care of itself.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Coach. Over to you, Doug, Kira.
Thanks, Sarah and Coach Fernan. Appreciate that at halftime. And Kira, let's take a look back at your players to watch and what they did in that opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we could start with Nick Hornsby because home team, and I love watching Hornsby play. He is so incredibly smart. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. Just the rhythm at which he plays with. You know, he plays with a perfect pace. His vision, he's always manipulating the defense when he has the basketball, creating lanes for his teammates. He's got 6 assists already. And the fact that he did that when he just got back, just finished his season, hasn't been with the team for very long, outstanding first half, and makes a huge difference for the Stingers. And then on the opposite side, we had Frank Mitchell, quieter so far, only 4 total rebounds and 4 points. I don't think that we've seen his impact that he can have. I do think that they've missed him a few times in transition as well. I think he gets some easy buckets, and that probably also has to do with Powell sitting on the bench as well, taking away that playmaking ability. But yeah, I think that he's probably going to have a strong second half if we're going off the numbers. He's been averaging a double-double. He's got 4 and 4 right now, so Stingers need to continue to keep him off the glass. And not allow him to be getting those second chance points or anything easy. But, you know, if I were a betting woman, I would say that he's probably going to have a stronger second half than he did in the first.
And well under his season average minutes-wise. He's about 8.5 minutes right now. Average is about 23, so maybe the minutes will ramp up a little bit in the second half. So we're just about to get underway with the third quarter. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. Reset the lineups for you. Sims, Bediako, Powell, Uwat, and Johnson for Scarborough. The Moore, Lindsay, King, Bandamel, and Donald to start the second half.
Yeah, this starting group had a tough go in the first quarter, so hopefully they can start this second half with a little bit different. The Stingers found some flow in that second quarter when they made that push to make this game close, and you know, their starters got to do their job now.
Here is Johnson, quick look at a 3. Bandamel skies and rips that one down against Uwat.
Yeah, great rebound.
Bandamel to his right against Powell. He was right at Powell, who has to kind of let Bandamel go a little bit there. Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max ticket now. You must be 18 plus. Donald a little strong on that 3, but kept alive by Moore, and then the pass in behind Scotty Lindsay, who was cutting down the middle. Powell, 3 doesn't go. Ball deflects around, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Scarborough.
Not that I think that this will, you know, be a massive thing, because Powell's a veteran and played in, you know, the best league in the world and understands how to operate and how to play through adversity. But when you're sitting on the bench in foul trouble and you're not playing the minutes that you're used to and getting the shots and the reps and seeing the floor and touching the ball, it can interrupt your scoring as well, right? So even though he's on the floor, it might take a little bit longer.
King, 3 doesn't go. Nice box out and rebound there by Bediako. Powell working against King. That one goes out of bounds. Powell thought he got fouled. No call.
King's got to be calling out those screens too. That's the second one that Sims has set. That one on Bandamel, the first one on Donald. It's a big man to be setting those screens without any warning.
Bandamel, screen from Moore. Off bounds, and they're going to get a foul call. That one looks like will go on Uwat. No, it's going to go on Powell. That's his 4th. So here's the matchup. Great look here from our camera crew. Oh yeah, there's that push, no question. So that is 4 on Powell. Yep.
I could understand the frustration. That is a foul.
Yeah, you see the replay. We have the advantage of that.
Yeah, and I understand the frustration. You know, he got bumped by King on this side. King wasn't in fantastic defensive position, did bump him off his line a little bit. So I could see why maybe he thought he'd get away with it, but you got 3, you can't be given a shove from behind, right? Like,
no, fair point. I was waiting for the whistle to go a little bit on that King one. I can see why it didn't, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Edmonton, your summer plans just got serious as Bandemel knocks down the free throw. Join us for multiple special edition theme nights, like tonight, Filipino night here at the Edmonton Expo Center. These theme nights throughout the season. Purchase today at stingers.ca/tickets. Backcourt violation on Scarborough.
So this is where Stingers need to start putting the pedal down. You know, this is Powell again on the bench. They're making some mistakes. There's some frustration brewing. So now they need to start really taking advantage of that and build up a lead here.
Moore. Now here's Lindsay. Shoots us up top to Donald. Step back, gets Uwat backing off. Shot off the left side of the rim for Tay Donald. Yet to score, he's 0 for 4 from the field. Sims looks to the baseline against Lindsay, finds a cutting Uwat. Good job by Uwat. Lost the ball momentarily, but able to corral it. A left-hand layup. Ties things up at 52. Bandemel with Thomas on him. Pull-up jump shot. Strong. Sims with the defensive board. Scarborough nearly loses it. Talked about turnovers did head coach Vernon, and there Uwat starting to heat up a little bit. Calgary native trying to do some damage in Edmonton. Calgarians always like doing that, so. And tie up. And the arrow will favor Edmonton, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
A choppy start to this third quarter.
That's a good word, I'd say. Bit choppy, clunky.
Yeah, icky.
Bandemel puts it up top. Moore had to wait for it to come down. Shot strong. Thomas up the floor. They've got numbers. To the corner. That 3 short. Rebound by King. Uwat will pick up the foul. Edmonton has done a nice job on the boards for the most part. And this is a Scarborough team #1 in the league in rebound margin. They're a plus 3.7. Edmonton 4th in the league coming into tonight at a plus 0.6. But Edmonton has battled hard against a team that is bigger and long.
Big and physical, and yeah, no, they've done a good job. Rebounding is so much more than just size and length, right? Like it's a skill and a desire that you have to have.
Moore, a quick look at a jumper. Lindsay could not get to that offensive board.
Need to find a way to get to the rim. Taking chances like that, and lots of contested jumpers for the Stingers right now. Get downhill, get to the rim. Offense not having much rhythm.
This foul is going to go on 0-0. That's going to go on Isaiah Moore. That'll be his first. There's Mitchell will come in for Bediako. So there's the answer to what our problem was on the scoreboard. They're going to put 88 for Moore. So there we go. So if you're in the building, that helps things out a little bit, knowing if it's 0 or 0-0. Thomas to his left. Nice pull up, short.
Great
rebound,
contest.
King. Lindsay tries to find Moore. Now Moore collects it, rattles it off the glass.
Moore yelling for a foul, but I don't know that this is the time to be doing that. Again, like this is the opportunity that you have here to try and build a lead. Stop fighting with the refs. Like, let's just play some basketball and get some rhythm to this game. Like, you have probably the leader in the MVP vote right now sitting on the bench at home with an opportunity to take one off a team that has one loss. So stop complaining to the refs and play the game.
But the issues with complaining have now crept up on Edmonton. Technical foul on Scotty Lindsay, who has been talking and was warned. And so it has been a testy game, I would say. I mean, physical, yes, and a bit testy. Both teams jawing quite a bit with each other, with the officials.
Like anybody, I totally understand the frustration with officiating, but it also only gets worse if you just feed into it as well, right? And both sides are complaining that the calls aren't being made, and so no matter what the refs are doing, they're on the losing end of this because they're hearing it from both sides on every call. Control what you can control. You can't control the calls that they're making, so play the game.
Thomas misses the first, 73% free throw shooter. Scarborough is the team 7th in the league, 72%.
Not to mention, it makes for a boring game.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, and if you're in Edmonton's shoes right now, you've battled back from 16 down.
Yeah.
The last thing you need to be worrying about is having conversations with the officials. Yet that has been part of the narrative here for Edmonton as well as Scarborough the last 15 minutes.
You should be riding that momentum. You're disrupting your own momentum.
Mitchell with the deflection as that ball rolled around the rim. King will bring it up for the Stingers. They had to, you could hear the groans off the deflection, but that is allowed in FIBA rules. It is also allowed long-range threes. Trey King with another. It's tied up at 57. Sims crossover working against King. Tiptoes along the baseline, keeps himself in bounds. Javen Johnson finds Mitchell. Guarded by Moore. Looks to back him in. King available for help. Mitchell bodies up against Moore, does a nice job defensively, and then Thomas will draw the foul. See who this one goes against. That is going on 0. So that'll be on Trey King. That'll be his third. So foul trouble starting to rack up. Lindsay with 3. Now Trey King with 3. We know the 4 on Miles Powell. Inbound from the baseline. Scarborough. Johnson. 3, a little short. Donald battles for the rebound. Pushes it up the floor quickly. Here's Bandamel. Slows up. Now on the baseline. Recognizes the mismatch size-wise, but he can't convert. And now back up the floor is Tynes. Lob to Walker. Off balance. Nice finish by Anthony Walker. The Baltimore native. Former Indiana Hoosier. Davis finds Bandamel. A little strong on that 3. Tynes working against Donald. Donald nearly pokes it away. Youat, nice look inside. Mitchell gets left alone as both Hornsby and Moore, a little bit of miscommunication inside. Donald. Screen from Moore. And they're going to get Kellen Tynes trying to strip that ball away from Tay Donald. And with 4:13 to go, we're going to pause. Shooting Stars up 61-57 on the Stingers. You're watching CEBL basketball from Edmonton live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Don't let rideshares take a big share of your travel budget. Park for as low as $50 per week with Jet Set Parking. Jet Set is located minutes from the terminal with 24/7 shuttle service. Use promo code SIMPLE at jetsetparking.com/YEG.
Get rewarded every time you travel with YEG Plus. Earn 1 point for every $1 you spend, including parking, shopping, and dining at Edmonton International Airport. Sign up at yegplus.com/join today. It's free.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Welcome back to the Edmonton Expo Center. The Shooting Stars up 61-57 on the Stingers. What you heard Brody Clark talk about it, Scotty Lindsay too. Stingers fans are a dedicated and passionate bunch. Tonight's attendance just shy of 3,200. Capacity here at the Expo is around 4,100. What I've really noticed over the last 3 seasons is the number of Stingers jerseys in this crowd just continues to grow. The team and the league are doing a great job of getting interest from kids and families, and in turn, they're growing into dedicated season ticket holders, and they are loud right now, Doug.
Yeah, it is very loud for sure, as some merchandise being tossed into the crowd. And yeah, Sarah's right. I mean, we talked earlier about the new era jerseys and the great look across the league, and you always come to games here and see tons of jerseys in the stands. So no exception here today. We had another set of double technicals. Isaiah Moore and Frank Mitchell picking up tees. That ball out of bounds off of Hornsby. And Isaiah Moore just visually, I should say, frustrated.
Yeah, he's asking to get another one, I think, here.
There were warnings before on various players, and then finally I think the officials had enough and had to start calling. So again, 2 sets of double technicals. Uwat for 3, short rebound. Hornsby gets it to Davis Jr. Vandemel inside, good seal by Moore, and Uwat thought he had a clean block, but they're going to get him for the foul. And Uwat will pick up his 3rd. But a great seal there inside. That was a tough entry from Vandemel, but Moore again showing that versatility a little bit. His strength inside, able to create that look for his teammate.
Boursier here doing, I think, a little bit of damage control with the refs, talking to them, letting them know, they're going to talk to them, and you see the refs be like, that was the last one, and I don't blame them.
It is season 5 from the ends. Be a part of the action from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Centre by scanning the QR code or visiting shootingstars.ca/tickets. Moore knocks down the 2nd at the line, and he will come out of the game for Isaac Jack.
This was the lineup that I preferred, I think, in that first half. They had good rhythm, good energy, brought the Stingers back from that 16-point deficit, so I'm excited that these guys are back on the floor together.
Sims. That one deflects, I think, off of Jack. That's the right call. It'll remain Scarborough ball. But does that speak a bit? I mean, we mentioned off the top about the changes on this Stinger roster, and more sort of at what I might call the top end of the roster, but the depth has been really key for them here today.
It has, well, and this depth too, like Nuka, Hornsby, Boursier, all Stinger veterans, right? And they're coming off the bench, just, mostly I think because they've shown up later in the season, but it's, they understand the system. They know how to play with each other. They know what Baker and the coaching staff is looking for, and they've had success together. And so I think that this depth has a lot more than the average bench would, I think, in terms of experience and just an understanding of, the Stinger way of the game.
Nuga with the foul, and that will send Anthony Walker III to the line. Walker, just his 3rd appearance so far this season for Scarborough. Those are his first free throw attempts. Well, these are his first free throw attempts of the season. And that builds lead up to 7 now for Scarborough. Hornsby. To Jack. Good job there by Tynes to disrupt that look to Davis on the handoff. Little runner and the friendly roll for Nick Hornsby. Mitchell guarded by Jack. He'll put the ball on the floor. Now Walker stops up, pulls up. 3 doesn't go. Nice box out by Borsey. He'll hand it off to Hornsby. Hornsby gets Sims backing up. Another little runner, and hey, if it's there, take it.
It's that pace. He's got such good pace.
And that pace forced Amir Sims to drop off. Hornsby was happy to take the little runner. Mitchell, 3, banks it in. Frank Mitchell.
I don't know if you should be shooting about
No,
that
I'm not sure. His first 3 of the season.
Be grateful for that one in. Don't be showboating that.
Walker with a block on Hornsby. Good back pressure by Davis Jr. and Nuga up the floor. Finds Boursier. And a cross-court look from Hornsby stolen by Mike Nuga. Foul upcoming. And that one is going to go on Isaac Jack.
Hines does a really good job initiating contact when he gets in there. Like such a size mismatch. He knows how to use his positioning and initiating that to draw calls and get himself free for layups too, but does a good play.
Dartmouth, Nova Scotia native, played with the Maine Black Bears. Went to high school in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. If you've heard that name before, some guy named Sidney Crosby is from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. And Nathan McKinnon as well. So Tynes collects his own rebound. No one put a body on him. And Edmonton lucky to escape without giving up more. Davis, nice bounce pass to Jack. Good block though from Mitchell from behind. Sims running the floor, they can't find it, but now they do on the look from Mitchell. Then Jack repays the favor, the block of his own, and now Davis quickly up the floor. Darts in.
Nice play.
There, Nuga cleans it up.
Great cut by Nuga, good find. I like Davis a lot. He plays with a lot of pace. He's a threat with the basketball.
Mitchell working on Jack. Hard off the glass. Hornsby with the board. Nuga stopped up by Tynes. Good job defensively. Look to Hornsby. Little back feed to Isaac Jack. Get the foul call. Miller and Bediako will check into the game. Isaac Jack at the line. 50% free throw shooter.
Scarborough subs love to stand right in front of me. So
Yeah, well, you and me both. I mean,
I'm yelling at them to sit down. They're way too large to be standing there.
even if they weren't that large, standing right in our field of view makes it a little tougher. Jack converts the three-point play. Stingers back to within 2. Under 30 to go here in the third quarter. Pace starting to get back to normal here a little bit, or what we saw more in the first half. Khalil Miller gets it to Tynes. With a 3-second differential shot clock, game clock. Screen comes from Bediako, gets around Boursier. Good deflection there by Davis to get that one out of bounds. They're going to say it's off Scarborough. I think they're going to chat about this. No, they're gonna. I think that's the right call. I think Davis did get a piece. I don't think Scarborough touched it. And they got to reset the shot clock to 4 seconds. So we'll get that done as Trey Thomas will check in. So they'll get another shooter into the game for Bediako. Jordan Baker will bring back Trey King. Thomas, their best three-point shooter on the year, 46%. And still, now I think we're set to go. You ought to inbound. Gets it to Tynes, turns the corner. Boursier on him, off balance, and it goes. Kellen Tynes. They're going to see Boursier caught him on the elbow. That's the second on Mason Boursier. Nuga will come in for Isaac Jack. Stingers will have 4.9 seconds to work with after the Tynes free throw. Now Bediako back in for Thomas. Tynes is 67% free throw shooter, three-time American East Defensive Player of the Year. We've certainly seen that tonight in terms of what he does at the defensive end of the floor. Hornsby gets it back from King. Nick Hornsby fires up a three, and that one won't go. Well defended by Bediako. And heading into the third quarter break, the Shooting Stars with a 5.72-67 lead on the Edmonton Stingers. We'll come back with fourth quarter action here from Edmonton. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Welcome back to Edmonton, 72-67. The Shooting Stars up on the Stingers. Doug McLean, Kira Lyons, Sarah Ryan, bringing it to you on a Saturday night in the Alberta capital. Now time for the Cruise of the Game, presented by Cal Tire. And we'll go back earlier in the ballgame to a connection between Boursier and Baz Davis Jr. What was maybe a bit of a choppy third quarter, starting to ramp back up to the kind of pace we saw in the fourth. So Kira, we'll see if we get more of that here in the fourth quarter than what we saw in the early part of the third.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, that third quarter felt, but the term I like best was clunky. that's exactly how it felt. And I think that this lineup starting the quarter, I enjoy that. I feel like they've had the most success. They've had good rhythm together. It was the most enjoyable to watch for sure from my perspective. So I'm excited that they're starting this fourth quarter. And of course, foul immediately as I say that.
That's right.
Great. Yeah. Good.
Baz Davis Jr. draws that call, which goes on Trey Thomas. Davis Jr. in his 3 games, just a 25% free throw shooter, but hasn't taken a ton early in his Stinger career. 2 for 2 so far on this trip.
Yeah, I like his game. I like what he has to offer. Like the stat sheet, I think, might be a little bit deceiving because I feel like he's had more of an impact tonight than maybe that would show. But I like the pace that he plays. I like the high compete level intensity that he has. They seem to play with a bit more pace and speed when he's out there. Yeah, I like him.
Maybe a guy too that, I mean, we've obviously had Miles Powell down with 4 fouls for a good part of the second half, but a guy that physically can match up against someone like Powell.
The athleticism, the strength to deal with a little bit of physicality, speed.
Stinger foul will go on the aforementioned Baz Davis Jr. That is his first, team's first here in the fourth. Charles Bediako will into the line. It's the first. Bediako, Brampton native, played with the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's part of an interesting story back in the spring where he reapplied for NCAA eligibility after having spent time in the G League. He did end up playing 5 games. Ultimately, his suit was denied, but all part of the changing NCAA landscape a little bit.
You're talking about how the Stingers are doing a good job on the offensive glass for the most part, keeping them off it, and Scarborough too in that possession. So not a great start in that respect for the Stingers.
Well, it's so important for Edmonton coming into this game. In their wins, Scarborough in second chance points, outscoring the opposition 24-14. And sort of made up stat that I just did was 1.5 points per offensive rebound. Their opposition about 1. So very different as another triple knocked down by Edmonton to cut the deficit to 2. So those second chance points, offensive rebounds, so crucial. Edmonton, for the most part, has done a good job of limiting those opportunities for Scarborough in this ballgame.
And that is one of those things that this lineup gives up, right? Like I enjoy this lineup because they've got good rhythm, but they give up size.
Foul coming up here against Scarborough. No, it's going to be, again, we're getting blocked a little bit. We're trying to sort of work with the Shooting Stars to help us out, but their subs are coming over, and so we do apologize. I mean, you're getting the view if you're watching the game, but we're trying to keep up with it ourselves here. And that is a step out of bounds by Scarborough. It will be Edmonton ball. And Ron Lewis coming over to take a look at something at the scores table. As Tynes about to check back in for Scarborough. Yeah, I think we're good. King bringing the ball up for Edmonton. Lob up to Moore, and he jumps right over a Koyuat. It's not an easy feat, and Isaiah Moore gets the crowd going here in Edmonton. Moore now on Tynes. Short on that jumper. Tipped away, kept alive by Bandinel, then Boursier.
play by
across.
Boursier.
Vandemelt now down to Moore. Finds Boursier. King on the floor. Left hand. Rebound Sims. Sims pushes it up the floor. Johnson. Sims tried to bounce it in. And up ahead, a little bit too excited was Moore, as he knew he had King leaking out a little bit up the floor, but just zipped it. And he's just patting himself, saying, sorry, sorry.
But he wasn't running that direction either, right? He was running to get back on defense, and so just caught him in that awkward change of direction time as well.
Sometimes too, when you're in that position with the ball, you know you got a guy at the floor, you're just so anxious, you just get a little more juice on it.
Well, and he wasn't going to be open for long. That's the other thing.
Right.
There was a Scarborough defender right on his tail, so he knew he had to send it.
Defensive transition for Scarborough has been outstanding here today. Johnson, fall away three, and Javen Johnson knocks it down. Donald looks through the screen of King. Now back to King. Donald to his left against Bediako. Little floater doesn't go. Box out by Sims. Nice job by him. Gets it to Tynes. Every time Edmonton gets closer, ties it up, Scarborough has an answer, and it started here a lot of the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, it's every time they go on a run, you think that they're going to be able to take it over. Scarborough does something. They get 2 offensive rebounds. They hit a 3. They get some stops. Or you think you're going to get something in transition, or you think you have a wide open layup and you get absolutely rocked with a block.
The other way will pick up the offensive foul, the charge, and Mason Boursier comes up hobbling. And we'll see if Boursier comes out. That'll be 4 on Uwat.
Boursier staying in. Must have just rolled his ankle a little bit. One of those ones you gotta, hopefully one of those ones you just gotta jog off for a bit.
And the Koy Uwat will take a seat with those 4 fouls. He's only 6 points, but his presence has been felt here tonight. Miles Powell back in the game with 4 fouls. Donald gets that ball back, tries to lob it up, might have had a better look at a jump shot. Boursier to his left. Vandemel. Donald, open 3, does not go. Rebound, Mitchell.
I like that ball movement though, I like that fine, good in-out 3.
Powell nearly turns it over and he'll get it back. Puts up a 3, doesn't go. Rebound Moore. Vandemel explodes through the Scarborough D. That's going to say off of Vandemel's leg and out of bounds. Next week, the Edmonton Stingers continue their hosting duties and open the doors to former Stinger Davian Warren and the Montreal Alliance for their second matchup of the season. Tip-off is Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern. That was their last road game where they beat the Alliance 98-78. Led by 27 points and 15 rebounds from Isaiah Moore in that victory. Tynes shot fake, step in, pull up. Donald tried to tip it. Mitchell finds the streaking Johnson, who draws the foul and will head to the line for 1 after the layup.
Yeah, it's a tough foul. Got him on that face cut wide open. If you're going to foul him there, it can't go in.
So coaches would tell me, if you're going to foul, foul hard.
Yeah, can't go in.
Johnson, 86% free throw shooter. His first attempts so far tonight. Talked about the upcoming week for Edmonton. The Scarborough Shooting Stars will continue their road trip this Monday in Vancouver against the Bandits on the Envision Financial Court at the Langley Event Center. Action begins at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Moore, step back 3 off the glass, off the front iron, and out. Powell with the board. As we get close to target score time, Stars with a 6-point lead.
Some shot selection creeping back in.
Sims Works over and around Vandemel.
Surprised there wasn't a foul there, honestly.
And it's an 8-point edge. I think you're right. Moore works on Mitchell. Shot doesn't go. Powell goes right at Donald. And he did a good job to hold himself up. Moore right into traffic, turns it over, and now Mitchell 2-on-1. Powell elects to shoot for 3 and knocks it down.
An ugly sequence.
And play continues. I mean, Tay Donald will bring it up the floor for the Stingers. Gets it back. And there was the foul that Scarborough wanted earlier to send us to target score time. It's 86-75. The Scarborough Shooting Stars up on the Edmonton Stingers from here at Hall D, the Edmonton Expo Center. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian boost. Two hands. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins. Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
that anything can happen. Oh my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
Doug McLean, Kier Alliance, Sarah Ryan here from the Edmonton Expo Center, 86-75. The Shooting Stars up on the Stingers. That sets our target score at 95. But Scarborough will know from experience. They played a game earlier in the year where they trailed in target score time 103-88 against Saskatoon. The target score of 107 went on a 19-0 run to win that game. So they'll be fully aware of wanting to not allow Edmonton back into this game.
But target time is such an interesting mental game. You know, some teams tend to thrive in it and others tend to struggle a little bit. But when you've got a guy like Powell, it does make a target time seem a little bit less daunting. I think you know who your guy is. Oh, that's a tough start.
There's a great feed on the streaking Mitchell, who just does such a great job running the floor. Baz Davis Jr. comes back with a three. It was an 11-0 run after the game was tied at 75. Scarborough went to target score time on an 11-0 run.
Yeah, really, really tough time for them to go cold and not be able to get a stop.
Sims off on that three, rebound Jack, and now Davis Jr. up the floor. Ooh. Runner underhand by Davis Jr. It's going to remain Edmonton ball as Isaiah Moore will come into the ball game. Moore. Hornsby tries to find more, hot pass. Couldn't control it. Telling Hornsby to just shoot it. Sims to inbound. Kellen Tynes will bring it up with Tay Donald guarding him. Powell goes right around Hornsby loses it, gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. Step back 3. Powell. It is good for Miles Powell, and then has a few words for the Stinger bench. Davis Jr. tries the answer of his own from long range. Doesn't go. Tynes gets it up to Powell.
Yeah, to be sitting on the bench for that long, come out and hit 2 big threes, of course.
Mitchell,
of course he does, right?
Mitchell spins, and with the left hand sifts it home. Timeout, Jordan Baker. It's a 13-point Shooting Stars lead with a target score of 95. Sorry, they hadn't updated the scoreboard yet. 15-point Shooting Stars lead. And Edmonton, in their 4 losses, they had the 23-point loss to Vancouver on the road after they beat them here. In their other 3 losses, a combined 5 points. 2 2-point losses, 1 to Niagara, 1 to Winnipeg, and then a 1-point loss to Brampton. This one has gotten away from them a little bit. Still time left, but they got to shut things down fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big ask at this point, especially when you've got a guy like Powell on the floor.
Who's rested, too.
Who's rested, yeah. And it seems his rhythm is fine, you know, comes out and hits 2 big threes. So it would be a bit of a miracle at this point. Not saying that I don't believe and crazier things have happened, but yeah, it's tough. And it's got to be tough as a player, too, when you get to this point. And, you know, you're trying to stay present and compete in every play, but when you got to make every single stop now, and how many points? 15. It's a lot. That's a tall task.
And you mentioned Miles Powell has only played 12:38 so far in this game. He's got 15.
Which seems like a lot.
Yeah, he's got, considering the 4 fouls and how early he had the 2 and then the 3 and then the 4th, like he has not played a ton. 15 points. He's only taken 6 shots. Again, this is a guy that averages over 20 field goal attempts a game. He's got 6.
I mean, it could have been far worse. I think for the series, he started this game with 6 free throws. It could have been an absolute devastator for them that way, but I guess it doesn't matter if it accumulates in a loss anyways.
There's a foul on Tynes. Neither team anywhere near bonus at this stage. That's the 4th on Scarborough. So considering how deep we are into this quarter, they're the closest. Now here is Donald. Bounce pass to the cutting Davis Jr. And with a foul before the pass, that's going to go on Sims. And Kellen Tynes has to come over and wrestle Powell away as he was. Jordan Baker has just picked up a technical. And Powell was arguing with saying, that's what I got a technical for. Anyway, regardless, now a situation where this game could not end on free throws, but
not the best guy you want to put on the line.
Powell will hit the technical. And now we'll go back the other way, and Tay Donald will shoot 2.
More technicals in this game than I've seen in a hot minute.
By my rough count, I think we're at, I think we might be higher. We might be at 6 or 7 at this stage.
Oh, there we go.
There's another one, and Isaiah Moore is out of the game. That's his 2nd technical, and that's going to potentially end this game. In some ways, maybe a fitting end if that's how it finishes.
Yeah.
Considering
honestly
the kind of game that we saw, and Powell will be back at the line. He's 7 of 7 so far, an 82% free throw shooter. And Tay Donald may never get the chance to shoot his free throws. Oh, so it's 2 shots because it is a disqualification foul. So may not be necessary.
Probably
we'll see.
Not with the way that he shoots free throws.
And it is not game, set, match for the Scarborough Shooting Stars, who improved to 7-1 with a 95-78 victory on the road against the Edmonton Stingers. Edmonton will fall to 3-5 on the season in a game that, again, at one point was tied at 75. So a 20-3 run by Scarborough through target score time to wrap that game up.
I really think that was a missed opportunity. You had Powell on the bench. You had so much momentum from that comeback. Like, there was, the energy was in your court. You had it, and instead got wrapped up in things you can't control, in the refs and, you know, the mental side of the game, and got taken out of it, and that's a disappointing one. But kudos to Scarborough, like, showed off their depth. Like, they had the leader in points on the bench for most of that game, and they still found a way to get 95 without 30 points what they've been averaging. So, I mean, kudos to them, shows how strong they are, the kind of depth that they have. That's a confidence builder for them for sure.
And a team that, hey, we said it in the opening, how big they are, how long they are, how physical they are. And I thought in stretches, Edmonton did a nice job navigating that. But again, you mentioned it earlier, decisions in terms of shot selection for Edmonton, a big issue. And before we touch on that, we're going to go down now to Sarah, who has, I think, in a mix of Scarborough Shooting Stars, got Frank Mitchell.
We are here with the player of the game, Frank Mitchell. Frank, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. But as you can see here, your team really gelling down the stretch of this game. What was working for you at the end?
Man, like all of you say, you know, it's us, it's us, it's us. You know what I mean? We believe in each other. You know, we felt some adversities, and, you know, coming in here is a crazy environment, but we came out here, we did a Dougie, and that's us.
Talking about a lot of technical fouls this game, what do you attribute that to?
We're dogs. We're dogs. We don't back down for nobody. The whole league can know this. We savage. Like all of us said, serious. We serious still. We're serious.
As you can tell, they are very enthusiastic. 7-1 now on the season. Kira, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. That post-game interview brought to you by Booster Juice. Before we wrap, we'll step out for one more break. It's a 95-78 victory for the Scarborough Shooting Stars. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
When Crystal Glass introduced our residential window line this past year, it was essential to manufacture them locally.
Crystal Glass has always been a proudly Canadian company.
We employ Canadians, we serve Canadians, and we are Canadians. So you know our windows are designed and built for our climate.
And since we've been the clear choice for glass for over 75 years, you can trust our quality and service.
Visit one of our over 50 locations across Western Canada or at crystalglass.ca. Financing is now available.
CA.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Welcome back to the Edmonton Expo Center. Doug McLean, Kira Lyons, Sarah Ryan, following a 95-78 Scarborough Shooting Stars victory over the Edmonton Stingers. There's just a single game tomorrow to wrap up this week of CEBL action. You can catch Teddy Allen and the Winnipeg Sea Bears battle it out against Sean Miller-Moore and the Calgary Surge at the Winsport Event Center. Tip-off for that one is at 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern, live on CBC Sports, CBC Gem, and CEBL Plus. And Kira, as we take a look at some of the highlights to wrap this one up, again, we said it, a game that Edmonton was in at 75 all, and they've done some really good things in this game, again, battling that size and physicality, but at the end of the day, better shot selection and shots that started to drop for Scarborough as that game wound down.
Yeah, it's a disappointing one because I really did think they had a great opportunity to take one off of a very hot Scarborough team. Like we talked about, Powell being on the bench, being in foul trouble, having that push to get back into the game, the momentum on your side, and then I felt like they were really focused on things they couldn't control and took themselves out. I felt some of those lineups that they had just, were really focused on the refs and really focused on the jawing that was going on the floor and not at the task at hand. And, I think that was their game to lose, unfortunately for them, and they just allowed Scarborough was tougher than they were down the stretch, and they just couldn't find a way. And the shot selection at pivotal times was not very good, and I think they shot themselves in the foot a little bit. It was a tough watch at times.
Take a look at some of the final numbers. Isaiah Moore leads the Stingers 14 points, leads them also in rebounds with 7. Stingers for the game shoot 38% from the field. 17 for Miles Powell, 18 for Javen Johnson as he leads the way in that category. 8 rebounds for Amir Sims. The three of us, Sarah, Kira, and I, are all back on Wednesday as the Stingers will try to get back in the win column against the Montreal Alliance. So on behalf of them and our wonderful crew, thanks for tuning in this Saturday evening. Have a great rest of your night. Good night from here in Edmonton.
Knock 'em out the run, knock 'em out the run, knock 'em out the run with your pen top down for some action.